Hello and welcome to Lifetime Uncorked, the show where we talk about your favorite made-for-TV movies one bottle at a time. I am your host, Patrick Serrano, and today we are talking about A House on Fire. A House on Fire stars Stephanie March from Law & Order, you know her well, Sean Benson, and Connor Peterson. On the show, we either pour it up, which means yes, or put a cork in it, which means no, thank you. So what are we going to do to this movie? Pour it up! Now, if you haven't seen the movie and you want to avoid spoilers, you're going to want to go ahead and press pause and then come on back because I'm about to do a quick little recap starting now.
The movie begins with A House Fire, as the title suggests.
Help me! Help! Help!
What the title doesn't tell you is that the kids are sleeping inside. Yikes. Cut 2 years earlier, we meet Deb, who is a driven and intimidating resident doctor. She also loves scrapbooking. Fellow doctor nervously asks her out on a date. It's like Grey's Anatomy, only the scrubs have very strange necklines. The couple marry and appear to have the perfect life. They're both busy doctors, raising tween kids, Tim and Kelly. Problems start when Deb trips in her kitchen and injures her wrist. A colleague prescribes her a prescription for painkillers, and Deb gets addicted to them. It is a Lifetime movie after all. The spiral continues and Deb fails her boards, prescribes medication to herself, and is suspended from practicing medicine. Mike is unaware of the problems because he is too busy flirting with another doctor named Celeste. Celeste is also married and hates her husband because he is depressed, which is rude. After Santa, a coworker, tells Mike about Deb's suspension, he rummages through the house to find the pills and finds them in the kids' old toys. Mike gives Deb an ultimatum. It's either she quits drugs and retires, or he will leave her.
Really? Because I don't see your name on half of these prescriptions.
I'm not an addict.
What if the hospital found out, Deb? You'd be arrested. I'd probably lose my license. Then where would we be? You're lying. You're on drugs. You're awake half the night. You got suspended and didn't even tell me. I don't even know who I'm married to anymore.
I'm still me.
Mike shows Deb a beautiful new house, and it seems like their relationship is on the mend. He has second thoughts about the move because of Deb's mental health. He isn't sure whether he wants to commit to someone who won't go to therapy. Deb ensures she gets that new house by burning down the old one and making it look like a faulty radiator, which is kind of genius. When Deb brings her husband lunch at work and is told that he has been out all day, it is all the confirmation she needs to know that he is still sleeping with Celeste. The couple argue in front of the kids, and Tim defends his mother, going so far to punch his father in the face and kick him out of the house.
You are just some asshole ruining this family.
Tim, you go to your room right now!
The fighting continues to escalate, and Deb is dragged away by the authorities and placed in a mental institution. There, a therapist helps Deb to see things in a different light. Deb is released with a new outlook on life, but she quickly backslides. Deb decides to file for divorce. She poisons her husband with castor beans when she realizes that she probably won't get full custody of the kids. Mike gets so sick that he is admitted into the hospital. Celeste is by his side, which really sets Deb off. Mike and Deb argue more, and Mike threatens to take full custody of the kids. Desperate and unhinged, Deb downs some vodka, destroys her scrapbook, and sets the house on fire, with the kids inside. She is currently serving 2 concurrent 40-year sentences for their murders. And that is A House on Fire.
So A House on Fire is one of those ripped from the headlines movies that we had in January, February. It was one of the better ones. Sometimes the ripped from the headlines movies are so difficult to watch because you know their true story. It's actually crazy, some of the things that happen to people in real life. Like The Girl in the Basement was the one this year with Judd Nelson. I just couldn't. I had to watch that in two different settings because it was so disturbing. It's actually one of the most popular movies on my blog this year, but I just could not do a video about it because I could not find a way to make that funny at all. Not that this is a funny situation either. She lit a house on fire and killed her kids inside. That's also terrible. But it was well done. Love Stephanie March. You know, Law and Order. Insert the dun-dun here. Okay, great. What's great about this movie is that we have kind of a sympathetic portrayal. I like that we see a woman who is planning her life to go a certain way, and then when it doesn't, she falls hard into drugs and alcohol, specifically prescription drugs, which are so easy to become addicted to, even if you're a doctor, or especially if you're a doctor, because you have access to all that shit. The real Debora Green was convicted in the 90s. She set the house on fire in 1995, claimed that it was an accident, but she was found guilty and is still in prison currently. So in a way, I understand how Lifetime could take this story and make her a more well-rounded woman to the point where the audience may have sympathy for her. But the fact that she burned down the one house to get the fancy new house and then burned down this house when things were going bad, when she was mentally unstable and accidentally killed her kids. I mean, I don't think she intentionally killed her kids. I don't know. It's a tough one. And the movie kind of leaves it up to your own interpretation. Stephanie March is an amazing actress. So of course you're going to sympathize with her more than you would this woman. You know, like, she killed her kids. Stephanie March, I believe it was an accident. This movie was also based on a book by Anne Rule, so I like that they kind of took the inspiration from that, which is good. The true crime novelist. Now it is time for the Minority Report, this segment where we talk about representation in TV movies and why it matters. The movie did a great job including POC actors. We had Dr. Jim, played by Eric Athavale, Dr. Olivia, played by Stephanie Tsai, Officer Jacobs, played by Alan Castanaga, and Tom, played by Ray Strachan. So just including some characters in there, in the life, in the world. The movie was set to be about Deb and her family, but of course, as we all do in life, we interact with people who are not white. So they should be in movies, and they should be featured in many, many different roles, like doctors, and, you know, whatever. So that wraps up this episode. If you want more Lifetime Uncorked, you can check out our website, lifetimeuncorked.com. Don't forget to follow me at Patrick Miguel or the show at Lifetime Uncorked. Leave a comment and like this video. And we also have a podcast called Lifetime Uncorked, which is currently on hiatus. We can check out the back catalog. And don't forget to donate to our Ko-fi page. Support us, because we are here to help you with all your lifetime needs. Okay, we will talk to you soon. All right, bye.